Good morning everyone, welcome back. As you can see, I've finally had a haircut. Looking a bit more smart now and less wild. Currently 5 to 6 and you can see how light it is out here. It's a bit overcast today though, so it's not going to be a real nice sunrise. However, daylight savings coming this Sunday, so we go back an hour, which no we don't, we spring forward an hour. So that means it's going to be darker in the morning. I hate daylight saving. It was a good night all round though. Liam Lawson picked up 5th in the F1 this morning, and how many litres did we send?
We sent over 5,000 litres for the 3rd time.
Second time I think it is. 5,045. Also taking a lot of calf milk out too, so we're like easily doing it, but I think we're taking about 500 litres out a day of fresh milk that's going to the calves. The weather is supposed to turn to custard tomorrow and it looks like it's going to be wet for like the next week. Been a bit of a, I don't know, what would you call it? Maybe more of a traditional sort of winter, spring this year?
Yep, yeah, well not really, because August was pretty dry.
Yeah, well I mean dry, but it's cold though, isn't it? Like the grass is still not coming away. We haven't had a flush yet, and we're after the 20th of September.
Had a flood for a few years, so those flats might go underwater yet.
No, not a flood, a flush. No, but you say by about the 10th of September we're usually right after that. Things are still a little bit tight.
Yeah, but there's still lots of grass around, there's just no gut stuff, probably.
Speaking to other people, there's still a lot of supplement feed going in at the moment. Yeah, still a little bit tight, so hopefully we get a bit of sunshine and some warmth soon and we'll be away. Might have to wait another week for that though.
See, one year it wasn't until the 10th of October we had enough grass. I mean, we've got grass every year. One year it was the 10th of October before the grass started to grow. So, you know, back in the 80s, they were going to put one of those silver foils up in space to reflect sunlight down on the earth and warm it up. You know, because we were getting colder, but we're not going to do that anymore. No, they were going to put mirrors or something up in space to reflect the sun down on earth. Warm it up.
No idea.
Same thing, it's rained all through October. 50 days, so did they bet rain for about 30 of them.
30 days of rain.
Well, not rain, but it was drizzly and
overcast.
It was shocking. But that would have been 30 years ago, I suppose. 30 years? It's a while ago. During the Finch's Day meeting, so that, yeah, that'd be a long time ago now. That'd be close to 40 years ago, 35 years ago.
Oh, hopefully that was a one-off. Don't want to get like that. Talking to AB, we are only less than 3 weeks now actually. I think we're about 18 or 19 days away from the start of it. We start on the 10th of October. Dad's always sort of traditionally started then. It's a little bit later probably for this area. A lot of people do start around the 1st, but we sort of carve down fairly fast, and if you sort of carve down fairly fast early on, the grass isn't growing and you can get a little bit pinched, so it works for us. There's a couple on heat at the start of the last row. They've stuck together. They automatically flash like that when you activate a shift, so when they come out of the paddock, anything that's on heat and hasn't been inseminated will light up. They used to be red, but Halter changed it about a week ago to white, and the white actually stick out quite well. Like I think all the colours are fairly obvious to see, but I quite like the white ones. The young herd, they're making their way here, so normally you get quite a lot of the ones at the front, or the first ones here, quite a few of them are usually on heat. Although in saying that, I can't see too many flashing at the moment here. That one's getting ridden. Oh yeah, that one's white. The light's on the other side, that'd make sense. There's another one there. I see they stick out pretty good. The one its riding's on as well. Dusted in front from a calving mob, and I've shifted them, or I've extended the brake, so not much of a calving mob though. I've only got 2 left, so I've got that girl there, and then there's one up by the gate there. Hopefully they're going to calve real soon. It'd be so nice to be done. I actually had one calve this morning, so my mob dwindled rapidly from 3 to 2, and I don't think they're going to be too far away. What are you up to, girl? I think you're actually... I think you're looking fairly close. You've bagged up pretty good. I think that black one, she'll be first. Kind of almost looks like she might be sort of starting now. She's got her tail sort of arched right up. She'll be last. I think she's still a few days off. But I did actually have a calving or a health update, health alert come through for her. And maybe it's just because she's at the start of calving, not sure. Officially we're in spring though. These Christmas plum trees here, I don't know how old they'd be well over probably 100 years old. They have flowering, there's some white flowers on them, so that usually dictates it's the start of spring. Just like these trees here, these have got nice pink flowers on them. And those are peaches. These are peach trees. Usually we sort of get that like real strong windy spring equinox and it blows a lot of flowers off and they don't fruit real well, but we get the odd one. Dad picks them up and freezes them or puts them in the freezer and then he stews them throughout the year. I heard this morning on the weather forecast talking about an atmospheric river, and when they mention that, that means there's a lot of rain coming somewhere. Having a look at the 3-day forecast, we're right there sort of at the top of my thumbnail, just in there of the North Island, and as I slide it across you can see that there is a bit of a band coming down from the top or the north there. Oh, that looks pretty wet. Hopefully though, oh look at that. Oh, there's a fair bit of rain in there. Hopefully we miss it. If I go to the 10-day forecast, look, rain, 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 or showers, 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 rain, showers. It's spring, so you sort of do tend to get these wetter weeks, but still quite cool at night. Like it's still getting down to sort of 6, 8, 9, so it's still under 10. If we can stay above 10 degrees at night, that's when we grow grass, or that's when it starts shooting away. So October, looking forward to October. You can see straight through there, there's a yellowy looking paddock. Finches have sprayed that, that'll go into maize pretty shortly. So it is getting to that time of the year though, maize is starting to go in. I did see they put a video up of them planting in the weekend. So there is maize in the ground. Things are starting to get, well, things will start to get a little bit busy soon. It has been relatively quiet for me on the farm the last couple of weeks. Like milking in the afternoon does take a little bit longer, and to be fair, there hasn't been a lot happening, so that's why the sort of videos have slowed down, or there's sort of only been one coming out a week. I did actually take a few days off last week too. I had a conference down in Rotorua for the Dairy Awards, which was awesome. It was cool catching up with all the regional teams. I had a few days off there. But once we start getting busy again, it's definitely easier to film or have more content come up. I had the odd comment from people asking me what my cell count's like going to twice a day, and it's just spiked at 130, and we've known there's been a cow with mastitis. We just haven't found her for the last couple of days. There she is. Got her today. That doesn't look the best, or it doesn't look that white, does it? So it's good to find her. So hopefully now that I've got her, or the cell count should drop down to under 100. But yeah, this year I've definitely noticed that it has been sort of more steady. I have had less cases. I will do a video specific around this because it is a bit interesting this year. You definitely won't be able to see it, but that is the Finch cow shed straight through there. So that's their cows over on the hill. That actually used to be Dad's uncle's house straight through there. That was his farm, but got sold out of the family. However, there is a stock truck in there at the moment. They have an annual sale every year, so what Das does, I think, is that he buys empties in April, around then he winter milks them. I think he gets them in calf, and then he calves them down, milks them through the next winter, and then sells them in September. People can buy them and they're ready to go mating wise, get them in calf themselves. And I did hear, I could be well off, I'm not sure, but I did hear that the average price this year was 4K or just a little bit over. Absolutely phenomenal. Like that is, yeah, pretty good, like good for them. There is also a bit of conversions going on in New Zealand at the moment. I know in Canterbury there's new dairy conversions happening. So whether people are buying them from down south or just people are topping up like the milk price, when the price is good for milk. Cows are worth a lot, obviously. So that is, yeah, that'd have to be their highest average, surely. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Have to catch up with us and see how many of those cows are actually heading south. A couple of texts and I can be more accurate now. So they were pretty close to 4 grand. They averaged 39.50, which is still bloody good. And they were sort of a mixture of cows, I think like predominantly Kiwi Cross or Frisian, and then there was a little bit of Jersey in there as well. But Das only buys sort of the best figured cows, so there is criteria, so very, very nice cows. But there was actually a sale the day before straight through there on the other side of the railway tracks. There's a couple of duck sheds over there. I'm pretty sure they're getting out or maybe selling up, and they sold their cows and they averaged 4,400. But those are Frisian. I think they're pretty much straight Frisian cows, those ones, sort of high input. So yeah, pretty good. She can go in with the colostrum mob. Well, there's a couple in there that have mastitis as well, or I'm treating. The person I was texting said that nothing got sent south, or he didn't think anything got sent south, so they all stayed fairly local. That was for the Finch sale. But I usually go to it, but I was busy or away this year. Usually go down for a free lunch because it's about the only thing I can afford. But the people that go and buy these cows, well, why it's an ideal time of the year to have it sale now, is that it's just people are short. You know, I'm probably could be milking another 10 to 15 cows. I was a few short going into winter. We had a few staff cases last year and then Yoni's cases, and I wanted to get rid of those cows. I didn't want to carry anything through that was too bad, so probably could be milking another 10 to 15, but then again I don't want to go and pay $4,000 a cow. So there's a lot of systems where it works and you can, it's just my one doesn't. Girls are happy, a couple bulling over there. Got a fair bit of tucker tonight. Like Dad said though, it's yeah, pretty watery at the moment, or the quality of the grass is very watery. So yeah, it'd be nice to see some sunshine, get through this wet spell. Hello October, hello sunshine, hello actual spring. Back on the fruit tree, Buzz, this tree here, it's looking a little bit sad, I don't know why. But there's heaps of bud on it, so I'm guessing that's gonna all flower. Hopefully the wind doesn't knock it around too much, but I spotted these today, and there's actually quite a few avos on this tree. Look at that. There. There's quite a few up the top there. It's almost getting a bit high. We need to lop the top off. Otherwise it gets too high and you can't get them. How cool is that though? Alright, these are reachable. Set up a paddock for the morning. Girls are heading in here, but going back to the mating side. So if I actually go back to my halter app and I go along to the mating tab, there's 16 cows that are on heat at the moment, and I am on the pro plan, so I get the sort of the next couple of steps up. And one of the cool things is that if I go down to the cycling, there's a graph there and it says that there's 24% cycled in the last 26 days, and I am 18 days till planned start of calving. So under 3 weeks now, and you really want that to be 75 and above. So a little bit behind there, but I'm not too concerned as of yet. Hopefully once the weather sort of comes right, we can get a bit more sun, it might improve things. You can actually see on that graph that there was quite a steep incline in cow cycling early on, and then it sort of plateaued out a little bit. So whether that was to do with the weather and the quality of the grass and whatever, that might have had a detrimental effect. But it says that I'm 10% above nearby farms, so it's comparing me to other halter farmers. That's not everyone, that's just halter farmers near me, which is quite a cool thing. And if I go down cycled after calving, 82% have cycled in the first 6 weeks, which then again it's comparing me to other farms, and it says that there's 16% more cows cycled compared to other people. So that's quite cool. But if I do go back to the cycling and go to the non-cycling, so there's 26% of cows. If I click on the calved, because that's the most important thing, go to the most calved. There's a few cows here that have calved for over sort of that 30-day mark that haven't had a heat, and those are the ones that are the ones I'm sort of most concerned about. So they haven't shown any form of cycling, like this one here, number 40. 60 days calved, no heat. I know she's actually a heifer. So I've booked Rebecca in for, I think, the day before mating. We're going to ovary scan them, or uterus scan. I think it's ovary scan, just to see what is happening. Do it every year, or I've done it for the last couple of years and had quite good results. So looking forward to them. But I think maybe if we just get a bit of fine weather and some quality back, a lot of those cows might start cycling. So it'll be interesting to see how many I have come mating time. But that'll pretty much wrap it up for this video, guys. Hopefully you found it interesting or enjoyable. And apart from that, I'm heading in for a bit of tea. I shall catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.